The Infinix GT20 Pro is here, everybody. Let's take a closer look. Last year's GT10 Pro was a great budget gaming phone, and now Infinix has updated the lineup and brought this one to the market with equally impressive specs. Hear me out. There's the Dimensity 8200 Ultimate chip along with a dedicated gaming display chip, a 144Hz AMOLED display, 108 megapixel camera with OIS, and a lot of extra features for the gamers out there. I am not sure about the pricing of this phone yet, but I am expecting it to launch for some 25,000 rupees in India or some $300. Infinix actually sent me this PR package with a lot of other cool stuff like this attachable magnetic phone cooler, finger sleeves, this cool cover, etc, etc. But that's besides the point. Let's get straight to how this device held up in my 2-week usage. Alright, first of all, I cannot not acknowledge this design. This is one sharp looking phone. Infinix calls it the Mecha Loop design, and for me it is really eye-catching, but I think gamers out there will surely relate to the gaming aesthetics of this phone. There are a couple of LED lights that glow during certain actions here, like when you get notifications while playing music, charging, etc. And these lights are customizable too, so you can change the way they glow according to your liking. And looking at how popular such semi-transparent designs are, I am sure people will appreciate this one too. But the best part is this is one comfortable device to hold. It's not heavy, but at the same time it's got a really good heft and weight distribution. And also, since the GT20 Pro has a flat design, it's much more cozier while gaming. This is not a glass design, by the way, it's plastic, but plastic does not shatter like glass, so I am kind of okay with this. Plus, it has a good heft and it's comfortable to hold, so no complaints from my side. Even when you turn it over, Infinix has made sure to trim the bezels really thin, so I am very happy about that. Only thing I am a little sour about is that Infinix has not been very open about the display protection on the screen. Even by default, it does not come with a screen protector, but you do get one inside the box, so I would suggest you install that before using this device. Anyway, interacting with the Infinix GT20 Pro's display is a great experience. It's smooth and well optimized, and the touch here is actually very responsive. It's a 144Hz screen with 360Hz touch response rate, by the way, and not in a gimmicky way like with some other brands. You can actually use certain parts of the UI at 144Hz. Although I have to tell you, when you start scrolling social media, the number will dip to 120Hz. Also, something you have to know is that even though the screen on the Infinix GT20 Pro refreshes at 144Hz, games don't run at 144Hz exactly. The max you can get is 120 FPS in games like Mobile Legends, Mech Arena, and PUBG. For the gaming enthusiasts out there, you also get something called an esports mode here when you swipe during the games like so. Here you will see a bunch of options to block calls and notifications, optimize the CPU performance along with boosting frame rates, etc. You can see my gaming test numbers on the screen and they are really good. Not just the average FPS but the 99th percentile too. Mobile Legends runs incredibly smooth, averaging at 118 FPS, while playing Mech Arena at the highest graphics results in great stability as well. Even the temperature data is favorable in these games. Infinix has also rolled out April's update enabling 120 FPS mode in PUBG Mobile here. In fact, this is one of the first mid-range phones to receive that update. Also, the Infinix GT20 Pro is the official gaming phone for PMSL, EMEA and CSA, which may be one of the reasons for the early updates. Anyway, PUBG gameplay is smooth here, averaging at 112 FPS with the Smooth plus 120 FPS mode. Likewise, Genshin Impact runs at around 58 FPS in high graphics and 60 FPS settings. And as I said before, not just the average FPS is impressive here, but the 99th percentile number is good too, which means the stability in games is superb. Infinix has also included two forms of cooling solutions here. The phone uses graphite sheets as well as vapor chamber cooling system. While I tested the games, I found the cooling solution dissipating the heat rather well here. The phone would get to almost 44 degrees in titles like Genshin Impact, but the performance and stability was unhindered, so I would say that it did a pretty good job. I also tried using the magnetic cooler that came in the PR package and was able to get even better temperature numbers. By the way, the cooler does not come included in the normal retail package, but users can choose to buy it separately in case they would like to have it. Besides, there are other gaming specific features here like bypass charging, which does a good job of maintaining the thermals when you are playing games while it is plugged in. What it does is it allows the device to drive power directly from the charger, bypassing the battery, which reduces the load on the battery, resulting in less heat buildup. Here is a side-by-side comparison of 30 minutes PUBG gameplay without plugging in the charger versus plugging in and enabling bypass charging, and evidently, the phone is able to maintain the thermals very well. In any case, there is no denying that the Infinix GT20 Pro is a very good gaming phone in its price range. It's also actually got very good haptics thanks to the X-axis vibration motor that you get here, and the JBL tuned stereo speakers sound loud too. They're not the most balanced, but they sound good. I especially love how the highs sound really crisp here. That, complemented by a nice quality AMOLED screen, means that not only while gaming, but the Infinix GT20 Pro provides a nice experience while watching content and everything too. It features a 10-bit display with nice vibrant color reproduction, 1300 nits of peak brightness, 2300 4Hz PWM dimming, as well as 100% DCI P3 color coverage and TUV Rainland Eye Comfort certification. The only thing that's missing in this display is HDR video playback on Netflix. Otherwise, this screen has like 99% of the things needed to make a good display. There's also an in-display fingerprint sensor here that is fast and works accurately. And I'm also surprised by the software experience on this thing. It comes with Android 14 out of the box with Infinix's XOX 14, and I mean, the UI here is clean and does not come with much bloatware apps either. There are a few pre-installed system apps, but Infinix gives you the choice of uninstalling 90% of them, which is not much trouble if you ask me. Infinix has also promised 2 years of OS and 3 years of security updates here, so that's nice too. Likewise, the battery life on the GT20 Pro is not bad either. It has a 5000 mAh battery, with which I was averaging around 6.5 hours of screen on time on this phone in a day, with a lot of social media usage and some gaming, which is not bad for a performance-centric phone at all. It has a 45-watt charging support that takes the phone from 0 to 100% in exactly 1 hour and 3 minutes. Lastly, let's talk about the cameras now, and I have to say I was not expecting a lot in this department, especially because this is one aspect where gaming phones usually suck at, but the cameras here are actually good. It does not have an ultra-wide angle sensor, but its primary camera exceeded my expectations. The other two 2-megapixel sensors are nothing extra to talk about though. You can see from these samples how the 108-megapixel camera here is able to manage great details and sharpness thanks to the onboard OIS. The color science is slightly on the punchier side, but not in an overwhelming way, so I actually am okay with that. You will notice a bit of extra contrast every now and then, but in general, the photos look nice with good highlight management and dynamic range. The portraits here are nice too. I like the field of view and subject focus in the 2x portraits taken from this phone. The skin tone is a little processed and there is an extra hint of contrast, but these photos are good enough to make it to a few social media posts, no doubt. Nighttime photos from this phone are great too. Such fine details and good color reproduction along with good sharpness. I actually didn't feel the need to turn on night mode most of the time, since the native normal mode photos were good enough for me. The selfies from this phone are sort of acceptable too. There is a lot of smoothing going on even in the natural mode, but hey, if that is what you prefer, you might even like what you get here. In terms of videos, you can go up to 4K 60 FPS here, but you will notice a bit of shakiness in this resolution. However, turning to 4K 30 FPS or 1080p option will give you much better stabilization. Even from the front, you get an option to shoot at 2K 30 FPS and the output is a little shaky, but not bad quality-wise. I wouldn't call this phone great for photography, but for normal casual recordings, the footages are nice enough. Alright everyone, time for the moment of truth, and I would like to answer 2 questions here. Number 1, is the Infinix GT20 Pro a good phone for the price? And number 2, should you buy it? Well, the answer is yes. It brings a lot of competitive specs for the price, and not in a gimmicky way either. Its performance is good, it has a unique design, it has a good display, surprisingly nice cameras, and most of all, Infinix has really worked on the software side. So if you're looking for a gaming phone that can also do a little bit of everything else, the Infinix GT20 Pro is a good buy in my opinion. So everybody, that was all for my very detailed review of the all-new Infinix GT20 Pro. What do you think about this device? device? Do let me know in the comments. And while you're there, a subscription to our channel would be great. Saying this, I'm Pratima Adhikari. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back next time.